Good morning again. Scott here, known as Cantaloupe to some online, and I'm bringing another video to you on a subject that's interesting to me. It might be of interest to you or someone you know. And I want to talk about corruption. I recently made a reaction video to another video I watched by a Russian person, apparently, that was informative. It was interesting to me, and I linked it in that video. But to continue the idea, and you don't have to watch any of that stuff to watch this video and understand it, I want to talk about corruption because it was mentioned in his video. I didn't go into it, but in thinking about his description of Russian corruption, to me it sounds almost more like they've fallen back into a barter system where in his video he describes it is expected and understood that you have to bring things with you, gifts or money, alcohol or chocolate or whatever, just to get service in pretty much anywhere in Russia, according to the video. I can't confirm or deny this, not living in Russia and having never been there myself, but I do understand that barter works very similarly, and that there's another kind of corruption, is my point. There's a much bigger, nastier kind of corruption that doesn't amount to, an agreed upon expectation of bartering to get service. Because if everybody's in agreement and it's not really a huge problem, that's not necessarily a problem. But I understand that his point in the video is that infrastructure fails when you do that. Institutions and facilities do not perform services as expected or in a fair way without the gifts, so to speak. And that's a problem. So anyway, I want to talk about the other kind of corruption that does exist, a big nastier kind. And it turns out in America, there's also corruption, and I've seen it. That's how I know. It's not the same kind, though. It's not where you're expected to bribe people. It's where you experience discrimination, but not even visibly. It's where there's prejudice, but it's not appealable. It's not contestable, where you have a day in court, so to speak, where your fate is very frequently decided beforehand based on affiliation. It is decided based on who you're friends with, who likes you, who doesn't like you, and that's not justice. That's democracy, and democracy has a time and a place. This isn't about democracy either, but deciding your fate isn't a democratic process, despite juries. I'm saying even juries have to weigh the evidence. It's not pure democracy as to whether or not they like the person standing in front of them. But what we have here, unfortunately, in many cases, not just in courtrooms, but in business, in education, in just people's homes in general, the attitude and atmosphere is one of popularity. It's a popularity contest, which undermines due process. It undermines getting a fair shake in anything. And that is definitely a form of corruption. And I tell you, it is rampant here, rampant with all caps. If you are arrested, for example, if you are even approached by the police, despite what they say, they have already made up their mind. They already know which way they're going to go with it. And you're either, on their side with it or not. And it doesn't matter what happened or who it happened to or who was involved. You will just get what they've already decided without a day in court, without representation, without a chance to explain. It is pre-decided, and that is also a very powerful form of corruption. Just saying. So in conclusion, monetary bribes in Russia, probably not great, but there is a much more serious kind. It's the kind you don't see. It's the kind that's all around you and just becomes the system. It's the kind where you don't get to see your accusers. You don't get to appeal anything. You don't get to defend yourself or explain a damn thing because it's already decided. Without your consent, without your involvement, it just happens. And that is absolutely a form of corruption. That's what we got here. Anyway, reach out with questions or comments to whitehotrobot@gmail.com. Thank you.